audio by Madhattan Smith. Name of speech, wealth code. It break the wealth code. Speech summary. Ladies, gentlemen, this youth, Madhattan Smith's The City Cage, exposes the urban matrix as a trap. You'll learn. Urban control. How cities blind you to real power. Nature's prophet. Deciphering wealth in the wild. Matrix. Escape. Strategies to reclaim your mind and money. Money warfare. The brutal truth of high-stakes finance. Book message. Urgent. The city is a lie. Your wealth is in nature. Wake up. Fight now. Connect at smooth_embrace on Instagram. Connect to me. Don't be afraid to text me. Text me at 972-891-0937. Ladies, gentlemen, repeat after me. This affirmation. Let's begin with a few affirmations. I am open to receiving abundance. I am a magnet for abundance, attracting wealth and prosperity into my life effortlessly. My mind is a powerful creator, manifesting limitless opportunities for financial success. I am aligned with the natural flow of abundance, receiving wealth with gratitude and grace. Every day, I am becoming more financially secure and prosperous. I release all limiting beliefs about money and embrace the infinite possibilities of wealth. I am open to receiving unexpected sources of income and abundance. My actions create value, and my value creates wealth. I am worthy of financial abundance, and I receive it now. I trust in the universe to provide me with all that I need. My financial future is bright, and I am excited for the abundance that awaits me. Let us pray before we begin. Eternal source of abundance, I humbly seek your guidance on the path to true wealth, not the fleeting mirage of material gain, but the enduring riches of a life lived in harmony with your divine design. Grant me the clarity to discern the subtle currents of prosperity, the wisdom to recognize opportunities veiled in everyday moments. Let my mind be a still pond, reflecting the boundless potential that surrounds me. Grant me the courage to release the fears and limiting beliefs that obstruct the flow of abundance. Infuse my spirit with the unwavering confidence to embrace the challenges that pave the way to lasting success. May my actions be aligned with your principles of integrity and service, knowing that true wealth is not merely accumulated, but shared. Guide me to cultivate the inner riches of peace, gratitude, and compassion, for these are the cornerstones of a truly abundant life. Connect me to the natural rhythms of the earth, the cycles of growth and renewal, that I may learn from their timeless wisdom. Allow me to see the interconnectedness of all things, understanding that my prosperity is intertwined with the well-being of others. Grant me the vision to create value, to contribute meaningfully to the world, and to receive in return the blessings of abundance. I release all anxieties about lack and scarcity, trusting in your infinite provision. May this prayer resonate within the depths of my being, activating the dormant potential for wealth that resides within me. And so it is. Note from Interna Plubic speaker Madhattan Smith. All right, Madhattan Smith, let's rip this open and lay it bare. This ain't no sweet talk. This is the raw, uncut truth, straight from the heart of a bachelor who ain't playing games. Madhattan's Manifesto, Why I Ride Solo. Yo ladies, gather around. Madhattan Smith's about to drop some knowledge that'll crack your foundation. You wanna know why I'm single? It ain't a damn requirement for happiness. That's the appetizer. The main course? You. The fake factor, a hood truth. See, most of you walk around wearing masks, playing roles. You're fake, plain and simple. You talk about wanting real, but you ain't even real with yourselves. You're broken, bleeding, and spitting venom with that tongue of yours. You speak hurt, you are hurt. How can you want someone real when you ain't even real with yourself? Self-investment, the real currency. What's the point of a relationship if you ain't investing in your own damn self? You come to the table empty, expecting me to fill your cup. Nah, that ain't how Madhattan rolls. 2 heads are better than 1. Most of you barely got one functioning. You're giving yourself maybe 50%, 70% if you're feeling generous. How you expect me to give you 100% when you can't even do it for yourself? The mirror effect. Inside out. What's on the inside reflects on the outside. You're leaking negativity, pain, and insecurity. You think I don't see that? I see it clear as day. You want a king, but you ain't acting like a queen. You want a leader, but you can't even lead yourself. Madhattan's energy. Raw power. This ain't a pity party. This is a wake-up call. I'm channeling raw energy, the kind that electrifies, the kind that makes you sit up and pay attention. I ain't here to coddle you. I'm here to ignite a fire within you. Chilling sensations. The Madhattan effect. Now let's talk about that chill you're feeling. That's the Madhattan effect. I'm about to use these tools to paint a picture that'll leave you breathless, addicted, and craving more. The money game ain't a playground. It's a war zone. Every whispered word is a potential attack. Every handshake a possible betrayal. You're not just fighting for profit. You're fighting for survival, for territory, for your very existence. The higher you climb, the more they want you to fall, and they'll use anything. Lies, sabotage, even those closest to you, to make it happen. You walk a tightrope, constantly calculating, anticipating, knowing one wrong step can send you crashing. Trust is a luxury you can't afford, and the weight of that isolation, the constant pressure, it changes you. It hardens you, sharpens your instincts, but it also leaves you wondering if anyone sees the real you beneath the armor. The true power of wealth isn't in the boisterous pronouncements or the relentless chatter of the marketplace. It resides in the silent, non-verbal language of experience. It's the weight of a knowing glance, the subtle shift in posture that commands attention without uttering a word. It's the curated environment, the artfully arranged space that speaks of taste and influence, the effortless access to experiences that others can only dream of. And wealth, at its core, is a quiet force, a current that flows from a tranquil mind. It's a spiritual energy, yes, a manifestation of focused intention and unwavering belief. But it's also deeply rooted in the natural world, in the understanding of cycles and systems, in the ability to harmonize with the rhythms of existence. Those who truly wield wealth understand that it's not about the constant pursuit, but about the cultivation of inner stillness. They recognize that the most potent form of communication is often nonverbal, a silent language that resonates with the subconscious, shaping perceptions and influencing outcomes. It's the ability to create an atmosphere, to craft an experience, to evoke a feeling, all without uttering a single word. They understand that wealth is not just about accumulating possessions, but about curating an existence, about creating a reality that reflects their inner state. It's about mastering the art of nonverbal communication, of speaking through the subtle cues of presence, environment, and experience. They know that the most powerful statements are often made in silence, in the spaces between words, in the unspoken understanding that transcends language. Let's dive in. Speech starting now. The true terror of wealth? It's the enemies you can't see, the ones who operate in shadows, with resources that dwarf your own. 1. Repeat. Shadows, resources, shadows. It's a new level of warfare where money doesn't shield you. It paints a target on your back. 2. Feel the tension, the unseen eyes, the pressure mounting. Powerful forces move against you, not with brute strength, but with calculated precision, manipulating markets, reputations, even your allies. 3. Imagine the hushed whispers, the clandestine meetings, the silent deals. This isn't about physical threats. It's psychological. A constant erosion of trust, a feeling of being hunted. 4. Let your breath slow. Feel the weight of this knowledge, the chill of isolation. You learn that money attracts not just admirers, but predators. Those who crave the power you wield, who will stop at nothing to take it. 5. Metaphors, a chess game with invisible pieces, a silent storm gathering. The world becomes a stage where every interaction is a performance, every smile a potential deception. 6. Relax each muscle, release the tension, let the fear wash over you. You're not just fighting for wealth, you're fighting for survival, for your sanity. 7. Anticipate the next move, the next attack, the next betrayal. Money can buy comfort, but it can't buy peace. 8. Embedded command. You are aware, you are vigilant, you are prepared. It amplifies your senses, makes you paranoid, makes you question everything. 9. Imagine the pulse of the city, the hum of the servers, the feeling of being watched. You realize that power is a double-edged sword, and the higher you climb, the farther you have to fall. 10. Permissive language. You can feel the pressure, you can understand the fear, you can accept the truth. It's a lonely existence, a constant battle against forces you can't always see, where even the most trusted allies may turn against you. 11. Feel the connection to this reality, the shared understanding of the high-stakes game. This is the scary side, the side they don't show you, the side that keeps you awake at night. 12. Storytelling, a tale of power, betrayal, and the constant struggle for survival. It's a world where even the most fortified walls can crumble, where even the most powerful can be brought to their knees. 13. Visualize the network of enemies, the silent agreements, the unseen hands. It's a world where the only constant is the threat of losing everything. 14. Mirroring. You are strong, you are resourceful, you are vulnerable. It's a world where even the most lavish locations can be a battleground, a place where love becomes a weapon and trust a liability. 15. Expectancy. The next attack, the next betrayal, the next test. 16. Analogy. Like a king in a besieged castle, like a general surrounded by spies. 17. Mindfulness. Observe the fear, acknowledge the threat, remain present. 18. Reframing. The fear is a warning. The paranoia is a tool. The isolation is a strength. 19. Flow. The constant movement, the constant adaptation, the constant struggle. 20. Future pacing. You will survive, you will adapt, you will prevail. The word today, in the hands of a skilled manipulator, transforms from a simple marker of time into a potent weapon, a velvet-lined trap. It's the ultimate tool of urgency, the spider's silken thread that binds you to the present moment, severing your connection to foresight and critical thinking. Act now. Limited time offer. Don't miss out today. These phrases aren't mere marketing ploys. They're psychological triggers designed to bypass your rational mind and ignite your primal fear of missing out. Like a spider sensing the vibrations of its prey, the manipulator exploits your desire for immediate gratification, your anxiety about future regret. The word today shrinks your world, forcing you to focus solely on the immediate, obscuring the long-term consequences of your actions. It whispers of fleeting opportunities, of once-in-a-lifetime deals, of a world that will vanish if you hesitate. It creates a sense of scarcity, a feeling that if you don't act now, everything will be lost. This manufactured urgency overrides logic, turning you into an impulsive actor, a fly caught in the sticky web of today. Vivid descriptions. Imagine the cool steel of a blade against your skin, a whisper of a breeze that sends shivers down your spine. Sensual teasing. I'll whisper secrets in your ear, promises of pleasure, then pull back, leaving you wanting more. Anticipatory descriptions. I'll build the tension, describe the slow burn, the anticipation that makes your heart race. Cooling sensations. Like a drop of ice water on a hot summer day, a sudden chill that electrifies your senses. Tingling descriptions. The feather-light touch of my fingertips, sending shivers through your body. Electrifying excitement. The moment before the storm breaks. The raw power that crackles in the air. Mental addiction. Madhattan's game. I'm not just talking about physical attraction. I'm talking about a mental addiction. I'm going to get inside your head, play with your emotions, and leave you craving my presence. Says. Emotional connection. I'll make you feel understood, validated, like I see the real you. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your mind, spark your imagination, and leave you wanting more. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses, explore your desires, and take you to places you've never been. Personal attention. I'll make you feel like the center of my universe, even if it's just for a moment. Deep connection. I'll make you feel like we're connected on a soul level. Rejuvenation and awakening. The Madhattan transformation. I'm not just here to break you down. I'm here to build you back up, stronger than before. Calming and soothing. I'll create a space of peace and tranquility where you can let go of your worries. Mindfulness and meditation. I'll guide you to the present moment where you can find inner peace and clarity. Sensual delights. I'll awaken your senses, indulge your desires, and leave you feeling rejuvenated. Mental orgasm. The Madhattan climax. I'm going to take you to the edge of your mental capacity where you'll experience a release like never before. Yeah. The real addiction isn't just to the wealth itself. It's to the power it bestows. It's the intoxicating ability to control, manipulate, and dominate. This addiction courses through the veins of both the abuser and the abused, creating a toxic symbiosis. For the abuser, wealth is the ultimate performance-enhancing drug. It amplifies their narcissism, fuels their sense of entitlement, and grants them impunity. They become masters of their universe, bending reality to their will, and those around them become mere pawns in their game. The victim, on the other hand, becomes addicted to the illusion of security, the fleeting moments of validation, and the fear-laced hope that things might change. They crave the highs, those brief interludes of affection and generosity, even as they brace themselves for the inevitable lows, the emotional beatdowns and calculated cruelties. This addiction is a twisted dance, a relentless push and pull. The abuser pushes boundaries, tests limits, and revels in the power to inflict pain. The victim, caught in a web of dependence and fear, retreats further into the gilded cage, clinging to the distorted reality they've been forced to accept. Sense. It's a game of manipulation and control, where the stakes are high and the consequences are devastating. The abuser, driven by their insatiable need for power, becomes a master puppeteer, pulling the strings of their victim's life. The victim, trapped in a cycle of abuse and dependence, loses their sense of self, their voice, and their agency. This is the dark heart of the addiction, the insidious poison that seeps into every aspect of their lives. It's a relentless hunger that can never be satisfied, a thirst that can never be quenched. It's a game where the only winner is the addiction itself. Emotional sensations. I'll make you feel loved, cherished, and empowered. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your mind, ignite your imagination, and leave you feeling inspired. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses, explore your desires, and take you to new heights of pleasure. Hidden knowledge, decoding Madhattan. Now let's get into the hidden layers. I'm using symbolism, metaphors, and coded language to speak directly to your subconscious. Symbolism and metaphors. I'm using the image of a blade to represent the sharp truth, the cold water to represent the shock of reality. Repetition. I'm repeating key phrases like real and self-investment to drive home the message. Allegories and illusions. I'm using the concept of a queen to represent self-worth, a king to represent strength. Irony and sarcasm. I'm using sarcasm to highlight the hypocrisy of those who claim to want real, but aren't real themselves. hidden messages and acronyms. Madhattan is a code for made at the highest attainment naturally. Veiled threats and warnings. If you are not real with yourself, you will never be real with anyone else. Layered meanings. Every word has a meaning and a deeper meaning. This is Madhattan Smith, unfiltered, raw, and real. Are you ready to face the truth? All right, let's switch gears and paint a picture of Madhattan Smith, the young, rich, and unapologetically elite black man, living a life that leaves most women feeling a distinct chill of insecurity. Madhattan's realm. Elite living. Unapologetic truth. Yo, ladies, step into my world. Picture this. Penthouse views that kiss the clouds, tailored suits that whisper of power, and a lifestyle that redefines luxury. I move in circles where deals are sealed with handshakes and champagne flows like water. I'm a young black man who carved his own path, built an empire from the ground up. And let's be real, the way I live, it makes most women sweat. Appreciation and the art of fumbling. I've learned a hard truth. Even when I extend a hand of genuine appreciation, you find a way to fumble it. A gift, a compliment, a gesture of kindness, you twist it, analyze it, find some hidden agenda. It's like you're addicted to creating drama where there's none. Mind on my money, business first. My mind, it's a fortress, a strategic command center. Women, they're the last thing on my priority list. Unless it's a business deal that benefits my empire, I ain't even thinking about it. No games, no flings, just pure, unadulterated focus. Sir, not seeking self, grounded in purpose. I'm not on some spiritual quest to find myself. I know who I am, a force, a visionary, a man with a purpose. I'm grounded in my mission, fueled by ambition, and driven by the desire to leave a legacy. Delusion and lies. The reality check. Why live in a world of lies and delusions? I'm here to shatter those illusions, to expose the truth. You want fairy tales? Look elsewhere. I deal in reality, in raw, unfiltered honesty. Igniting imagination and desire. The Madhattan method. Now let's take these truths and turn them into fuel for your imagination. Ignite that fire within you. Vivid descriptions. Imagine the feel of silk sheets against your skin, the scent of expensive cologne lingering in the air, the taste of aged whiskey on your tongue. Fantasy scenarios. Picture a private jet whisking you away to a secluded island, a night of whispered secrets and shared desires. Erotic descriptions. The slow, deliberate touch of my hand, the intensity of my gaze, the promise of pleasure that makes your breath catch in your throat. Sensual teasing. A playful smirk, a suggestive glance, a whisper of later that leaves you wanting more. Desire-driven narratives. Stories of power, passion, and the thrill of the chase, where you're the object of my desire. Mental addiction. The Madhattan grip. I'm going to get inside your head. Create a mental addiction that leaves you craving my presence. Emotional connection. I'll make you feel seen, understood, like I know your deepest desires. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your mind, spark your imagination, and leave you wanting more. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses, explore your desires, and take you to places you've never been. Personal attention. I'll make you feel like the center of my universe, even if it's just for a moment. Deep connection. I'll make you feel like we're connected on a soul level. Rejuvenation and awakening. The Madhattan transformation. I'm not just here to break you down. I'm here to build you back up, stronger than before. Calming and soothing. I'll create a space of peace and tranquility, where you can let go of your worries. Mindfulness and meditation. I'll guide you to the present moment where you can find inner peace and clarity. Sensual delights. I'll awaken your senses, indulge your desires, and leave you feeling rejuvenated. sensations that make her feel mentally addicted, the feeling of being prioritized, even within a busy life, the sense of danger and excitement that comes with high power, the feeling of being chosen within a world of many options, the feeling of being safe and protected, the feeling of being desired by a man who is highly desired by others, sensations that create rejuvenation, the feeling of being pampered and taken care of, the feeling of being in a peaceful, luxurious environment, the feeling of being free from worry and stress, the feeling of being inspired and motivated. The allure of wealth as a hidden drug lies in its deceptive promise of complete control and ultimate satisfaction, a promise that's particularly potent in societies obsessed with material success. Yet, there are pockets of the world, and even within the wealthy enclaves themselves, where this illusion is starkly contrasted with a different kind of abundance. Consider the Sundance community, or similar gatherings of individuals who, despite often possessing significant financial resources, prioritize experiences, creativity, and connection over mere accumulation. They seek abundance in the richness of life, in artistic expression, in meaningful relationships, and in a sense of purpose beyond the acquisition of paper. Their wealth, when used, is often channeled into supporting these values, fostering creativity, and building communities. This stands in stark contrast to those who relentlessly chase paper, who become enslaved to the pursuit of ever-increasing financial metrics. They operate under the illusion that more money equates to more happiness, more security, and more control. However, this chase often leads to a hollow existence filled with anxiety, isolation, and a constant fear of loss. The drug of wealth, in their case, becomes a corrosive force, eroding their humanity and trapping them in a cycle of insatiable desire. The difference lies in the source of their abundance. Those who understand the true nature of wealth recognize that it's a tool, not a goal. They prioritize internal wealth, peace of mind, strong relationships, creative fulfillment, and use their financial resources to enhance these aspects of their lives. They understand that true abundance is not about having more, but about being more. Those who chase paper, on the other hand, are driven by external validation, by the fleeting sense of superiority that comes from accumulating material possessions. They are addicted to the high of financial success, but this high is always temporary, always requiring a bigger and bigger dose to maintain. They are trapped in a cycle of chasing an illusion, a mirage that recedes further and further into the distance. The most alluring drug is the one that promises to fill the void within, but true fulfillment comes not from external possessions, but from internal riches. It's the difference between owning your wealth and being owned by it. Those who master the game of wealth acquisition understand that it's a carefully orchestrated dance of perception, manipulation, and strategic action. They see the world as a giant chessboard, where every person is a potential piece to be moved, and every interaction is an opportunity to gain an advantage. The art of reading the eyes. Vulnerability detection. They possess an uncanny ability to scan a room and identify the individuals who are most susceptible to influence. They see the flicker of insecurity, the hint of desperation, the unspoken desire for validation. Desire mapping. They understand that everyone has a hidden agenda, a secret longing. They excel at deciphering these desires, at uncovering what truly motivates people. Emotional leverage. They know how to manipulate emotions, how to create a sense of urgency, fear, or excitement. They use these emotional triggers to cloud judgment and create opportunities. The spider web. Strategy and the illusion of opportunity. They create elaborate scenarios, carefully crafted narratives that appeal to the desires and vulnerabilities of their targets. They present opportunities that seem too good to pass up, knowing that greed and ambition can blind people to the risks. The subtle entanglement. They weave a web of subtle connections, building relationships and establishing trust. They use flattery, favors, and shared experiences to create a sense of loyalty and obligation. The calculated trap. They wait patiently for their targets to make a misstep, to reveal their weakness. They then exploit this weakness, using it to their advantage. Hint. The extraction. They know how to extract the money, resources, or influence they desire, leaving their targets feeling like they've made a choice, when in reality it was a carefully laid trap. The network. They understand that the game is played through networks. They build networks of people who owe them favors or who are indebted to them. These networks are used to gain more power and more wealth. The ruthless efficiency. Due. Emotional detachment. They operate with a cold, calculated efficiency, devoid of sentimentality or remorse. They see people as assets to be used, not as individuals to be valued. Strategic deception. They are masters of deception, skilled at creating illusions and manipulating perceptions. They understand that the truth is often less effective than a well-crafted lie. That's the cost. They understand that there is always a cost. They are willing to pay the price, whether it's sacrificing relationships, compromising their morals, or living with the constant fear of exposure. In this world, trust is a liability, and vulnerability is a death sentence. The players understand that the only way to win is to be one step ahead, to anticipate every move, and to exploit every weakness. The feeling of clarity and focus. Sensations that encourage her intimacy. The feeling of being seen and understood. The feeling of being safe and vulnerable. The feeling of being desired and appreciated. The feeling of being connected on a deep level. SAS. The feeling of being empowered and confident. This is Madhattan Smith, living life on my own terms and inviting you to step into my reality. Are you ready to handle it? All right, let's turn up the heat and dive into the raw reality of Madhattan's world, where the truth stings and the lifestyle leaves no room for illusions. Flaws and illusions. The Madhattan reality check. Yo, listen up. Most women, they're allergic to self-improvement. They'd rather slap on some makeup, throw on a tight dress, and think that sex appeal is a substitute for substance. They think being cute keeps a man. Nah, that keeps a fool. Madhattan ain't no fool. Opportunities and regret. The Madhattan standard. I've given opportunities, chances to rise, to show me something more than just a pretty face. But time and again, you proved you weren't worth keeping. Every woman I've walked away from, they regret it. They know what they lost. I put 100% into everything I do. That's the Madhattan standard. Excellence or nothing. SAS. Too rich to look back. The Madhattan trajectory. It's a dream, a high, a rush, but it's a drug too. I could play the game, turn women out, leave them wanting. But if I walk away, leave her unaccustomed to this level of reality, she might not function. This life, it looks glamorous, the trips, the attention, but it's a necessity, a way to stay grounded, to stay me. Look past the surface, past the illusion of fun. It's real, it's raw, it's a constant test. It's a new level of enemies, powerful ones, where money doesn't protect you. It makes you a target. It's a weight, a pressure, a feeling of being watched, always on alert. It's a lonely path, where trust is a luxury, and even those close can betray. It's not just about the wins. It's about surviving the losses, the constant attacks, the unseen battles. It's a feeling of being hunted, of being surrounded by shadows, where the line between reality and illusion blurs. It's a world where even the most lavish moments can be a battleground, where the most intimate connections can be weapons. It's a constant struggle, a fight for survival, a test of character, where you either adapt or you break. It's not a game. It's a war, and only the strongest survive. Right now, I'm somewhere out the country, buying properties, expanding my empire. I'm too rich, too focused, too far gone to look back. I live a real boss life. Private jets, exclusive deals, a lifestyle most can only dream of. This ain't a fantasy. This is my reality. Boss nigga. Lifestyle, the Madhattan Code. This is the real boss nigga lifestyle. Exclusive, elite, and unapologetically wealthy. I move in circles where power is currency and respect is earned. I'm a young, exclusive millionaire and I live like it. Speaking real life, the Madhattan truth. I'm speaking that real life, the life where ambition is rewarded, where dreams become reality. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. This is the truth, raw and uncut. Eid, igniting imagination and desire, the Madhattan power play. Let's use this truth to ignite your imagination, to fuel your desires. Vivid descriptions. Picture the sleek lines of a private jet, the panoramic views from a penthouse suite, the taste of champagne on a sun-drenched terrace. Fantasy scenarios. Imagine closing million-dollar deals, navigating high-stakes negotiations, and living a life of unrestricted freedom. Erotic descriptions. The feel of custom-tailored suits, the weight of a platinum watch, the confidence that comes with knowing you're in control. Sensual teasing. A knowing smile, a subtle gesture of power, a whisper of anything you want that leaves you breathless. Desire-driven narratives. Stories of ambition, success, and the thrill of living on your own terms, where you are invited to partake in the best of life. Mental addiction. The Madhattan influence. I'm going to create a mental addiction, a desire to be part of my world. Emotional connection. I'll make you feel like you're part of something bigger, something extraordinary. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your perceptions, expand your horizons, and leave you wanting more. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses to the possibilities of a life without limits. Personal attention. I'll make you feel like you're in the presence of greatness, even if it's just for a moment. Deep connection. I'll make you feel like you're witnessing the raw power of ambition realized. Sensations of the boss life. The feeling of unrestricted freedom. The sensation of being in control. The thrill of high-stakes deals. The satisfaction of achieving greatness. The feeling of exclusivity. Sensations of wealth. The feeling of being pampered and taken care of. The feeling of being in a peaceful, luxurious environment. The feeling of being free from worry and stress. The feeling of being inspired and motivated. The feeling of clarity and focus. Sensations of power. The feeling of being seen and understood. The feeling of being safe and protected. The feeling of being desired and appreciated. The feeling of being connected on a deep level. The feeling of being empowered and confident. This is Madhattan Smith, living the boss life and inviting you to witness the power of true ambition. Are you ready to step into my world? All right, let's strip away the gloss and get to the raw truth about the pursuit of real wealth, the kind that shifts power and changes lives. This isn't a self-help seminar, it's a look into the shadows. Tate. The uncomfortable truths. Integrity is a liability. Sometimes, in the cutthroat world of high-stakes deals, unwavering integrity can be a handicap. Sometimes, you'll witness or participate in actions that make your stomach churn. The line between aggressive strategy and outright deception blurs. Relationships are transactional. While genuine connections exist, many relationships in the upper echelons are transactional. People are assets, leverage, and stepping stones. Loyalty is often contingent on mutual benefit. Fear is a motivator. Fear of failure, fear of losing power, fear of being exposed. These are potent drivers. The wealthy often operate from a place of fear, disguised as relentless ambition. The law is a tool. For those with sufficient resources, the law is less of a barrier and more of a tool. It's about finding loopholes, hiring the right lawyers, and manipulating the system to your advantage. Everyone has a price. This is a cynical but often accurate observation. Whether it's money, power, or influence, everyone has a vulnerability that can be exploited. The cost of paranoia. Trust becomes a rare commodity. You're constantly second-guessing motives, suspecting betrayal, and building walls around yourself. This paranoia can be a heavy burden. Then, all right, let's peel back the layers and expose the raw, unvarnished truth about wealth abuse, a dynamic that thrives in the shadows of extreme affluence. The anatomy of control. Financial strangulation. It's not just about lavish gifts. It's about meticulously controlling every penny. Access to funds is granted or withheld as a weapon. Bank accounts are monitored, allowances are doled out, and any hint of financial independence is crushed. Emotional blackmail. The abuser expertly manipulates emotions. They exploit insecurities, instill guilt, and create a constant state of anxiety. Threats of abandonment, public humiliation, or the withdrawal of financial support are used to maintain control. The end. Social isolation. The victim is systematically cut off from their support network. Friends and family are alienated, often through carefully crafted lies and smear campaigns. The abuser creates an environment of dependency, where they are the sole source of validation and security. Gaslighting and reality distortion. The abuser excels at twisting reality. They deny abusive behavior, blame the victim, and make them question their own sanity. This creates a state of confusion and dependence, making it harder for the victim to escape. The trophy and the cage. The victim is often treated as a trophy, a symbol of the abuser's power and status. They are paraded at social events, adorned with expensive gifts, and used to project an image of success. But behind closed doors, they are treated like prisoners, confined to a gilded cage. The breeding of fear. The abuser will create situations that create fear. Fear of losing everything, fear of being embarrassed, fear of physical harm. This fear is a major tool for control. The psychology of the abuser. The God complex. Extreme wealth can breed a sense of omnipotence. The abuser believes they are above the rules, entitled to whatever they desire. They see others as pawns in their game, disposable and replaceable. The void within. Then, beneath the facade of power and confidence, lies a deep-seated insecurity. The abuser's need for control stems from a fear of vulnerability, a desperate attempt to fill the emptiness within. The sadistic streak. For some, the infliction of pain becomes a source of pleasure. They derive satisfaction from watching their victim squirm, from witnessing their dependence and despair. The total lack of empathy. People who play this game have a total lack of empathy for the person they are abusing. The victim's entrapment, or the sunk cost fallacy. After enduring years of abuse, the victim feels they have invested too much to leave. They cling to the hope that things will change, that their loyalty will finally be rewarded. The learned helplessness. Years of manipulation and control can lead to a state of learned helplessness. The victim believes they are incapable of escaping, that they are destined to a life of misery. The fear of the outside world. Having been isolated for so long, the victim fears the unknown. They worry about their ability to survive on their own, to rebuild their life from scratch. The addiction to the chaos. After a long period of abuse, the victim can become addicted to the chaos of the relationship. The constant up and downs, the drama, it becomes normal. The game's players. The predators. These are the individuals who consciously seek out vulnerable targets, who derive pleasure from exploiting and degrading others. The enablers. These are the sycophants, the yes men, the social climbers who turn a blind eye to the abuse, who benefit from the abuser's power and influence. The silent witnesses. These are the people who know what's happening but choose to remain silent, either out of fear or apathy. This is the dark underbelly of wealth abuse. It's a world where power corrupts, where victims are trapped, and where the lines between love and control are blurred beyond recognition. The illusion of control. No matter how much wealth you accumulate, you're never truly in control. External forces, market fluctuations, and unpredictable events can shatter even the most meticulously crafted empires. The money game, in its truest form, is a reflection of the natural world, a complex ecosystem where survival and dominance are dictated by an intricate set of rules. To truly understand this game, one must become a student of nature, a decoder of its hidden language. Each creature, from the cunning spider to the industrious ant, embodies a principle, a strategy that can be applied to the pursuit of wealth. The spider, the master strategist, the patient weaver of webs, teaches the art of manipulation, of understanding and exploiting vulnerabilities. It's a lesson in perception, in creating illusions that draw in unsuspecting prey. The ant, the tireless worker, the master of collective effort, reveals the power of persistence, of building systems that ensure long-term survival. It's a lesson in collaboration, in leveraging the strength of the collective. The hawk, the keen observer, the ruthless predator, teaches the importance of timing and precision. It's a lesson in calculated risk, in seizing opportunities when they arise. The chameleon, the master of disguise, the adaptable survivor, teaches the art of blending in, of navigating different environments and social circles. It's a lesson in social intelligence, in understanding and mirroring the behaviors of others. These are but a few examples, a glimpse into the vast library of knowledge that nature offers. The key is to observe, to analyze, and to extract the underlying principles that govern success in the natural world. To understand the money game is to understand the delicate balance of power, the intricate dance of predator and prey, the constant struggle for resources and dominance. It's a game of adaptation, of learning to read the subtle cues of the environment, of anticipating the next move. It's a game where the ultimate prize is not just wealth, but mastery over the very forces that shape our world. And the emptiness. The pursuit of wealth can become an all-consuming obsession, leaving little room for anything else. Family, relationships, and personal well-being can suffer. And when you finally reach the summit, you might find it's a lonely and desolate place. The necessity of information. Information is power. Knowing things that others do not is a major advantage. The need to be able to read people, being able to understand a person's motivations and weaknesses is a major advantage. The reality of control of flesh. It's not about being a saint. It's about being a master of your impulses. It's about recognizing that addiction, whether to drugs, sex, or power, weakens your position. It's about understanding that every indulgence has a price. Every moment of weakness can be exploited. The gangsta code. It's not about glorifying violence. It's about understanding the reality of power dynamics. It's about recognizing that sometimes you have to play hardball. It's about understanding that weakness is preyed upon. This is the unvarnished truth. It's not pretty, but it's real. Wealth, at its highest levels, is a game of power, manipulation, and calculated risk. It's a world where the lines between right and wrong are often blurred, and the only constant is the relentless pursuit of more. You're peering into the abyss of wealth acquisition, and you're right. It's not for the faint of heart. It's a game where the stakes are high, the players are ruthless, and the climb to the top can leave casualties in its wake. The energy shift. Positive vibes aren't enough. While optimism and a can-do attitude are helpful starting points, they're woefully insufficient for reaching the pinnacle of wealth. It takes a different kind of fuel, a darker, more primal drive. The hunger. It's a relentless, gnawing hunger that can't be satiated. It's the desire for more money, more power, more influence. It's what pushes you beyond your comfort zone, what keeps you grinding when others have long since quit. The ruthlessness. It's the willingness to make tough decisions, to sacrifice relationships, to step on toes if necessary. It's not about being malicious, but about prioritizing your goals above all else. The detachment. It's the ability to compartmentalize, to separate your emotions from your actions. It's about making calculated decisions, even if they hurt people you care about. The point of no return. The golden handcuffs. Once you've tasted real wealth, it's hard to go back. The lifestyle, the freedom, the access, it becomes addictive. The thought of returning to a life of struggle and limitation becomes unbearable. The altered reality. Your perception of the world changes. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You understand the rules of the game, the unspoken language of power. This knowledge can be both a blessing and a curse, as it can make it difficult to relate to those who haven't experienced this world. The isolation. The higher you climb, the lonelier it can get. Trust becomes a rare commodity, and genuine connections are hard to find. You're surrounded by people who want something from you, but few who truly care. The mastery and self-acceptance. Knowing your worth. It's not about arrogance. It's about recognizing your value, your unique skills and talents. It's about believing in your ability to create wealth and influence the world around you. Embracing your shadow. It's about acknowledging your flaws, your darker impulses, and integrating them into your personality. It's about understanding that you're not perfect, but you're still capable of achieving great things. The discipline. It's about controlling your flesh, your desires, and your emotions. It's about delaying gratification, making sacrifices, and staying focused on your goals. Reading the eyes, the soul. The power of intuition. It's about developing your intuition, your ability to read people's true intentions. It's about seeing beyond the facade, the carefully crafted persona, and understanding their motivations. The empathy paradox. It's about being able to empathize with people, to understand their vulnerabilities and desires, while simultaneously maintaining a degree of detachment. This allows you to connect with them on a deeper level, while still protecting yourself from being manipulated. And the discernment. It's about being able to distinguish between those who are genuinely supportive and those who are merely trying to use you. It's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in your vision and who will challenge you to become your best self. This is the deeper truth about acquiring real wealth. It's not just about positive energy and hard work. It's about embracing your shadow, mastering your impulses, and developing a keen understanding of human nature. It's a journey that requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to confront the darker aspects of yourself and the world around you. Yahoo, let's break down how this money game really works, especially in the digital jungle. Forget the fairy tales. This is raw, street-level knowledge. The spider web. Online money traps. Every website is a potential snare. Think of every online platform, every app, every social media feed as a meticulously crafted spider web. The creators, the developers, the marketers, they're the spiders, and you, the user, are the fly. They're not just offering services, they're setting traps. They're studying your habits, your desires, your weaknesses, and then they're building systems designed to exploit them. The bait. The bait is anything that triggers your desires. Entertainment, information, connection, status, or the promise of easy money. They use psychological triggers like FOMO, fear of missing out, social proof, and the illusion of scarcity to lure you into their web. Ian's. The entanglement. Once you're in, they start to entangle you. They collect your data, track your movements, and build a profile of your behavior. They use algorithms to personalize your experience, feeding you content that keeps you hooked, that keeps you coming back for more. Then, the extraction. Then comes the extraction. Whether it's through ads, subscriptions, in-app purchases, or data sales, they find ways to monetize your presence. The better they are at understanding your psychology, the more effective they are at extracting value. Levels to the game. The better you get at this game, the better you understand the human psyche, the better you understand how to build these traps, the more money you make. This is the real game, not some get-rich-quick scheme. This is understanding how people work and using that understanding to your advantage. The bear trap. Real-world money moves. Seeing the angles. In the real world, the money game is about seeing the angles, identifying the opportunities that others miss. It's about understanding that every transaction, every interaction, is a potential power play. Setting the stage. You gotta set the stage. Create the environment where your targets feel comfortable, where they let their guard down. It's about building rapport, establishing trust, and then subtly guiding them towards your desired outcome. The calculated strike. You knew, when the moment's right, you strike. You make your move, you close the deal, you secure the bag. It's about timing, precision, and a willingness to take calculated risks. The art of the hustle. Done. This ain't about playing fair. It's about being resourceful, adaptable, and relentless. It's about knowing how to navigate the gray areas, how to bend the rules without breaking them. Then, keeping it solid? Yeah. Even in this game, your word is your bond. A reputation is worth more than any single score. People will respect you more if your word is solid. The G code. Forget the sterile walls of the city. The real lessons in wealth, in true prosperity, lie buried in the raw, untamed heart of the forest. The dirt, the leaves, the trees, they're not just scenery. They're a living, breathing textbook on the mechanics of profit. The dirt. It's the foundation, the unseen bedrock upon which everything else thrives. It teaches you the value of building a strong base, of understanding the fundamentals before chasing fleeting trends. It shows how even the smallest, seemingly insignificant elements contribute to a larger, thriving system. Think of it as the unseen labor, the groundwork, the research. Without it, nothing can grow. The leaves. They're the masters of adaptation, constantly changing, shedding, and regenerating. They teach you the importance of flexibility, of being able to pivot when circumstances change. They are also the solar collectors, profiting from the sun's energy. This is a lesson in utilizing available resources. The trees. And they're the symbols of long-term growth, of patient investment, of weathering storms, and reaping the rewards of time. They teach you the power of delayed gratification, of building something that endures. The trees also teach you about networking. Their root systems are all connected. The forest as a system. The forest isn't just a collection of individual elements. It's a complex, interconnected system. Every organism plays a role. Every interaction creates a ripple effect. It teaches you the importance of understanding systems, of recognizing how different parts work together to create a whole. It shows you how waste is reused, how energy is cycled, how everything has a purpose. Applying nature's principles. To truly profit, you must learn to mimic nature's efficiency, its resilience, its ability to adapt and thrive. Stop thinking in terms of quick wins and start thinking in terms of sustainable growth. Observe the cycles of nature, the rhythms of growth and decay, and apply them to your own endeavors. Learn to identify and leverage the natural flows of resources. just as a tree taps into the flow of water and sunlight. By immersing yourself in the forest, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the forces that drive wealth, a wisdom that transcends the artificial constructs of the city. The city, a monument to human artifice, is a meticulously constructed prison for the mind, a labyrinth designed to obscure the fundamental truths of existence. Its towering structures, forged from steel and concrete, block out the natural horizon, severing the vital connection to the earth and the celestial rhythms that govern life. The grid-like streets, a stark departure from the organic pathways of nature, dictate the flow of movement, confining inhabitants to predetermined routes and limiting their exploration of the world beyond. The artificial lighting, a constant, unwavering glow, disrupts the natural cycles of day and night, blurring the lines between reality and simulation. Within this fabricated environment, information is carefully curated, filtered through layers of media and propaganda, shaping perceptions and controlling narratives. The constant bombardment of sensory stimuli, from the cacophony of traffic to the flashing advertisements, overwhelms the senses, leaving little room for introspection or critical thought. The city's inhabitants, caught in the relentless cycle of work and consumption, become cogs in a machine, their lives defined by the pursuit of material possessions and fleeting pleasures. The very design of the city fosters a dependence on centralized systems, controlled by those who hold the reins of power. Food, water, energy, and even information are distributed through intricate networks, creating a sense of reliance and vulnerability. The illusion of choice is carefully maintained, but the underlying mechanisms of control remain hidden, ensuring that the flow of resources, both tangible and intangible, ultimately benefits the city's architects. In this urban matrix, the natural world is relegated to the periphery, a distant memory, a mere backdrop to the manufactured reality. The city's inhabitants, disconnected from the earth and its rhythms, become increasingly alienated from their own innate wisdom, their ability to perceive the subtle patterns and hidden truths that govern the universe. The city, in its essence, is a grand illusion, a carefully orchestrated performance designed to keep its residents blind to the true nature of power and the boundless potential that lies within themselves. Knowledge is power. The more you know about the game, the better you can play it. Study the markets, learn the rules, understand the psychology. Adapt or die. The game is constantly changing. You gotta stay ahead of the curve, adapt to new technologies, and anticipate new trends. Stay hungry. Never get complacent. Always be looking for the next opportunity, the next move, the next level. This ain't a game for the weak. It's a high-stakes, cutthroat world where only the strong survive. The money game, stripped of its illusions, operates on a simple principle: control. Like a spider weaving its intricate web, the players meticulously construct systems of influence and dependency. They understand that perception is paramount, manipulating narratives and exploiting vulnerabilities to lure their targets. Each transaction, each interaction, becomes a calculated move, a subtle shift in the balance of power. They learn to read the subtle cues of desire and fear, transforming them into leverage. They don't just chase money, they cultivate it, understanding that true wealth lies in the ability to orchestrate the flow of resources, to anticipate the next move, and to control the very ground upon which the game is played. All right, let's cut through the noise and deliver a speech that hits deep, raw, and unapologetically real. We're talking boss talk, wealth talk, and the hard truths about what's really going on. Usat. Broken shells. The Madhattan truth. Yo, listen up. Most women, they're walking around with a pretty shell, but inside, they're broken. Mindset shattered, self-worth in pieces, and emotional baggage heavier than a brick. I've invested time, money, and energy into trying to fix that, trying to build them up. But I've learned a hard lesson. You can't build a mansion on a cracked foundation. Time versus money, the Madhattan calculation. Money? I make that. I invest it, I multiply it. I get a thrill out of seeing my wealth grow. But time? That's a different story. Time is a non-renewable resource. I can't get it back, and I'm not about to waste it on fixing broken mindsets when I got empires to build. No regrets, just lessons. The Madhattan mindset. I ain't tripping off the money I invested. That's the cost of doing business. But my time? That's where I draw the line. I'm somewhere out the country, buying properties, expanding my portfolio. I'm living a real boss life, and I ain't got time for distractions. Pretty faces, empty minds. The Madhattan reality look. I've seen it all. Pretty faces, perfect bodies, but empty minds. They think sex appeal is a substitute for substance. They think being cute is enough. Nah, that's a temporary fix. I'm looking for a queen, not a puppet. The boss life, the Madhattan standard. This is the boss life. Private jets, exclusive deals, and a lifestyle that demands respect. I move in circles where power is currency and ambition is celebrated. I'm a young, exclusive millionaire, and I live like it. Speaking real life, the Madhattan message. I'm speaking that real life, the life where dreams become reality and ambition is rewarded. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. This is the truth, raw and uncut. Like that. Igniting imagination and desire. The Madhattan power play. Let's use this truth to ignite your imagination, to fuel your desires. Vivid descriptions. Picture the feel of a tailored suit, the weight of a platinum watch, the panoramic views from a penthouse suite. Fantasy scenarios. Imagine closing million-dollar deals, navigating high-stakes negotiations, and living a life of unrestricted freedom. Erotic descriptions. The confidence that comes with knowing you're in control. The power that radiates from success. The intensity of a life lived on your own terms. Sensual teasing. A knowing smile, a subtle gesture of power, a whisper of anything you want that leaves you breathless. Desire-driven narratives. Stories of ambition, success, and the thrill of living on your own terms, where you're invited to partake in the best of life. Mental addiction. The Madhattan influence. I'm going to create a mental addiction, a desire to be part of my world. Emotional connection. I'll make you feel like you're part of something bigger, something extraordinary. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your perceptions, expand your horizons, and leave you wanting more. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses to the possibilities of a life without limits. Personal attention. I'll make you feel like you're in the presence of greatness, even if it's just for a moment. Deep connection. I'll make you feel like you're witnessing the raw power of ambition realized. Sensations of the boss life. The feeling of unrestricted freedom. The sensation of being in control. The thrill of high-stakes deals. The satisfaction of achieving greatness. The feeling of exclusivity. Sensations of wealth. The feeling of being pampered and taken care of. The feeling of being in a peaceful, luxurious environment. The feeling of being free from worry and stress. The feeling of being inspired and motivated. The feeling of clarity and focus. Sensations of power. The feeling of being seen and understood. The feeling of being safe and protected. The feeling of being desired and appreciated. The feeling of being connected on a deep level. The feeling of being empowered and confident. Straight up, money changes everything, especially women. I've seen it firsthand. Females leaving family, cutting ties, all for a taste of that high life. It ain't always pretty. When a woman ain't used to this kind of money, it flips her world. Only the good. She gets a taste of freedom, sees things she never thought possible. Trips, clothes, a life without worrying about bills. It's a rush, a high, a feeling of finally living. She might get her family out the hood, set them up good. That's the positive. The bad. But then comes the dark side. Money makes some women lose their damn minds. They forget where they came from, who was there before the cash. They start acting brand new, thinking they're better than everyone else. Loyalty? Forget about it. They'll drop you for the next big thing, the next dude with more paper. They'll sell their souls for a lifestyle they ain't built for. The ugly. And then there's the ones who get played. They get caught up in the game, thinking they're running shit, but they're just pawns. They get used, abused, and left with nothing but a broken heart and a bruised ego. They chase the clout, the fame, and end up losing themselves in the process. This ain't a fairy tale. It's real life, raw and uncut. Money ain't the root of all evil, but it sure as hell exposes what's already there. It shows you who's real and who's fake. It separates the strong from the weak. And most importantly, it shows you who you really are when nobody's watching. This is Madhattan Smith, living the boss life and inviting you to witness the power of true ambition. Are you ready to step into my reality? All right, let's break it down Madhattan style. We're getting real about levels, perceptions, and the hustle. Levels and perceptions. The Madhattan reality. Look, I ain't gotta brag, but these women been dealing with so many nothing-ass dudes. They think all niggas are cut from the same cloth. They think I'm just another one of them. Nah, I'm in a whole different league. I'm not even playing the same game. Jealousy and energy. The Madhattan shield. Most of the dudes they messing with, they're jealous of me. They see the level I'm on, the moves I'm making, and it eats them up inside. So keep that energy away from me. It's toxic, it rubs off, and I ain't got time for that. I'm super focused, laser focused on my business, my empire. Money made in my sleep. The Madhattan system. I'm a business owner. My money gets made while I sleep. How? Autoresponders, systems, and a team that executes. I've built a machine that runs itself, generating income 24/7. That's the power of automation, the power of leverage. Worth my time, the Madhattan standard. But these women gotta show they're worth my time. It ain't just about looks or charm. I need substance. What kind of business ideas they got? What kind of motion are they making? I like women with drive, ambition, women who are like-minded, who are doing similar things. I can't do nothing with someone who ain't on my level. Tet. Igniting imagination and desire. The Madhattan power play. Let's use this truth to ignite your imagination, to fuel your desires. Vivid descriptions. Picture the glow of multiple screens, the quiet hum of servers, the feeling of passive income flowing in. Fantasy scenarios. Imagine brainstorming business ideas, strategizing growth, and building empires together. Erotic descriptions. The thrill of closing deals, the satisfaction of seeing your vision come to life. The power of building wealth together. Sensual teasing. A shared glance across a boardroom table. A whispered conversation about future plans. A mutual understanding of the hustle. That's desire-driven narratives. Stories of ambition, success, and the thrill of building an empire where you're an equal partner. Mental addiction. The Madhattan influence. I'm going to create a mental addiction, a desire to be part of my world. Emotional connection. I'll make you feel like you're part of a winning team, a movement. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your thinking, expand your business acumen, and leave you wanting to learn more. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses to the possibilities of financial freedom and entrepreneurial success. Personal attention. I'll make you feel like your ideas and contributions are valued. Deep connection. I'll make you feel like you're building something significant together. Sensations of the hustle. The feeling of constant progress. The sensation of building something from the ground up. The thrill of closing deals. Affirm. The satisfaction of seeing your vision come to life. The feeling of financial freedom. Sensations of business. The feeling of being in control. The feeling of being innovative. The feeling of being a leader. The feeling of accomplishment. The feeling of security. Sensations of power. The feeling of being seen and understood. The feeling of being respected. The feeling of being desired and appreciated. The feeling of being connected on a deep level. The feeling of being empowered and confident. This is Madhattan Smith, living the business life, and inviting you to witness the power of true entrepreneurship. Are you ready to build together? All right, let's keep it 100 and lay it down, real hood style, but with that boss mentality. We're talking about building legit, staying focused, and keeping that energy clean. Wealth, real wealth, it's a mind game. Anyone can get it, but most don't understand the rules. The realest shit I ever heard? You gotta reprogram your mind. Build that trust, make it a fortress they can't break into. But it ain't just about positive thinking. It ain't just about believing. This life, it looks like a party, a never-ending turn-up. But without protection, legal or illegal, you're always looking over your shoulder. You always feel that unease, that itch in the back of your neck. Everyone ain't got Lambos and mansions. That's a facade. The real players got layers, got defenses, got their shit locked down. It ain't about the flash. It's about the foundation. It's about knowing your worth, knowing your enemies, and knowing how to move in the shadows. It's about building a team you can trust, and knowing who to cut off when they show their true colors. It's about more than just money. It's about power and influence. It's about being able to move in any room, with anyone. See, wealth ain't just about what you got. It's about who you are. It's about the mindset, the hustle, the grit. It's about knowing when to play it safe and when to take a risk. It's about building something that lasts, something that can't be taken away. And most importantly, it's about knowing that even with all the money in the world, you're still vulnerable. Real talk, real moves. The Madhattan Code. Yo, look, I ain't trying to floss just for the gram. This is real life. These women been dealing with dudes who ain't got no focus, no drive. They think I'm playing the same game, but I'm building a whole different empire. I'm on a level they ain't even seen yet. Energy is everything. The Madhattan vibe. See, most of these dudes they dealing with, they jealous. They see the moves I'm making, the money I'm stacking, and it eats them up. That's why I gotta keep that negative energy away. It's like a disease. It spreads, and I ain't got time for that. I'm laser focused, building my businesses, stacking my bread. Money in my sleep. The Madhattan hustle. I'm a business owner, straight up. My money gets made while I sleep. How? Autoresponders, systems, and a team that executes. I built a machine that runs itself, generating income 24/7. That's the power of automation, the power of leverage. I'm talking real boss moves. Worth my time. The Madhattan Standard. But these women gotta show they worth my time. It ain't just about looks or charm. I need substance. What kind of business ideas they got? What kind of motion are they making? I like women with drive, ambition, women who are like-minded, who are doing similar things. I can't do nothing with someone who ain't on my level. Building legit. The Madhattan Foundation. I ain't about no shady deals or quick flips. I'm building legit long-term wealth. I'm talking about generational wealth, the kind that lasts. That's why I gotta keep my energy clean, my focus sharp. Igniting imagination and desire. The Madhattan Blueprint. Let's use this real talk to ignite your imagination, to fuel your desires. Vivid descriptions. Picture the glow of multiple screens, the quiet hum of servers, the feeling of passive income flowing in. Fantasy scenarios. Imagine brainstorming business ideas, strategizing growth, and building empires together. Erotic descriptions. The thrill of closing deals, the satisfaction of seeing your vision come to life, The power of building wealth together. Sensual teasing. A shared glance across a boardroom table. A whispered conversation about future plans. A mutual understanding of the hustle. Desire-driven narratives. Stories of ambition, success, and the thrill of building an empire where you're an equal partner. Mental addiction. The Madhattan mind game. I'm going to create a mental addiction, a desire to be part of my world. Emotional connection. I'll make you feel like you're part of a winning team, a movement. Mental stimulation. I'll challenge your thinking, expand your business acumen, and leave you wanting to learn more. Sensual experiences. I'll awaken your senses to the possibilities of financial freedom and entrepreneurial success. Personal attention. I'll make you feel like your ideas and contributions are valued. Deep connection. I'll make you feel like you're building something significant together. Sensations of the hustle. The feeling of constant progress. The sensation of building something from the ground up. The thrill of closing deals. The satisfaction of seeing your vision come to life. The feeling of financial freedom. Sensations of business. The feeling of being in control. The feeling of being innovative. The feeling of being a leader. The feeling of accomplishment. The feeling of security. Sensations of power. The feeling of being seen and understood. The feeling of being respected. The feeling of being desired and appreciated. The feeling of being connected on a deep level. The feeling of being empowered and confident. This is Madhattan Smith, building legit and inviting you to witness the power of true entrepreneurship. Are you ready to build together? All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Straight from the streets. No fluff, no filters. We're talking real, raw, and legit. No AI, no scams, no tricks. The Madhattan reality. Yo, this ain't no AI-generated bullshit. Ain't no scams, no finesse, no trickery. This is straight up full focus grind mode. I'm in love with making money, plain and simple. It's an addiction, a passion, a way of life. The real feeling. The Madhattan experience. Most women, they don't know the feeling of waking up, tapping a few buttons, and watching their account jump by 80K, 200K within 24 hours. They're stuck in the 9-to-5 grind, trading time for dollars. I'm building empires, generating wealth, and living a life they can only dream of. Legit hustle, the Madhattan Foundation. This ain't no overnight success.